Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to speak about the impact of the proposed timing of this fixed election date on the post-secondary sector in Nova Scotia. I have always believed in the need to ensure young people are engaged in the democratic process. In 1993, when we had a federal election, I was the Vice President External at the Dalhousie Student Union building, or Dalhousie Student Union. During my campaign recently, a past student union colleague was able to find a Dal Gazette article in which I spoke about the importance of engaging students and having students a part of that process. It's often their first election. They often are just getting to know their new community, and they're also easily gathered and engaged when you don't have the election during the summer. I've also been involved with national youth-led consultations about lowering the federal voting age to 16. And I can tell you that there are, thank you. And I can tell you that there are tons of mobilized and passionate young people across this country. And during those early years where they're able to be supported in school, in civics, in democratic education, they want the right to vote. They see it as something that they want to attain, that it's something valuable. And we need to make pathways to take those young people who are so eager and committed during those years into the voting age in our province. We need to support themselves walking the walk along the pathway to democratic engagement. Summer elections put post-secondary students at a huge disadvantage. The timing means that many students are on the way to and from their family home or where they study, and they are also on the move for work. We know that students and young people are not always aware of their voting rights or how or where to vote. And if we are interested in amplifying the voices and views of young people, we need elections to occur during a time when students, in particular post-secondary students, will benefit from institutional support and their post-secondary community who will tell them how they can vote, if they have the right to vote, where to vote, and often host polls on site. In Halifax, Citadel, Sable Island, we are home to 3 universities and attract students from other institutions too who live in our neighbourhood. From door to door to door this past election, I spoke with students who had no idea if they had the right to vote. And more times than not, in fact, probably in the vast majority of situations, those students had a right to vote in Nova Scotia. They had been in Nova Scotia for 2, 3, 4 years. They were here over the summer, but they actually didn't know. And so that valuable role that the institution of the university plays and the student unions play to let students know they can vote was lost. And I really, truly feel that we actually really lost a lot of voters in this past election. And we also need to consider the impact more broadly on the university community. There are a lot of faculty and staff who live in Halifax, Citadel, Sable Island, and often that summer period is their only time to travel for research projects and conferences and engage in their academic work. I am a strong supporter of the idea for fixed election dates, and I talked to a lot of people on the door about it because I don't know about you, but often when the door opened, people were like, a summer election? I'm like, I know, it's kind of weird. It won't happen again. And I really don't think anybody wants it to happen again. We need fixed dates Fixed election dates are so important for equity for the reasons that a number of my colleagues have stated, but the bill as written needs to be amended to follow what we see in other jurisdictions for spring or fall elections. Thank you.